Okay. We're going to start chapter 7. I'm going to have a brief discussion about chapter 7. Basically, chapter 7 is the rate of return analysis here. And I'm going to explain this one with a simple example. Suppose you deposit $500 in your account at time 0, and at the end of 1 year you withdraw $510. So it's a very simple example. Actually, we discussed at the beginning of this course. And in order to find the rate of return, we call this one ROR. It's basically divide how much interest you receive within 1 year over your principal times 100. So which is going to be about 2%. So we call this one rate of return for the simple example. But in real problems, normally you have more than one payment. You have several payments. To explain here, I'm going to show you a cash flow diagram in general. So you invest P amount of dollar at time 0. Then you have some cash flow. Some of them are going to be positive, some of them are going to be negative. So I'm going to call this one CF1, cash flow at time 1. This is CF2 at time 2. And then might be some income. This is CF3 at time 0. CF4, and continue here for up to your end. Continue. So this might be CFN. Now, for this example, if I want to find rate of return, I cannot do as simple as this example. So what I have to do is, we're going to use one method, use present worth method. Actually, later on, we're going to use annual cost method. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the present worth of the cost equal the present worth of the future income or costs, which is the summation of I goes from 1 to n, CFI times P given F, I and n. We call this on a rate of return equation based on present worth method. And I, which make the equation equals, it means the present worth of first cost equal the present worth of future cost and income, we call this on rate of return. So the R, which is going to satisfy this equation, we call the rate of return for this investment. Now, actually, I'm going to apply this method for this problem, for a simple problem here. So you have $500. So basically, you want to say present worth of revenue equal present worth of your cost. So in this case, your revenue is 510. P given F. So you're going to multiply this one by P given F. I, which is unknown. I'm going to call this an I star, which is basically your rate of return here. Now, and 1 period should be equal to 500. That's at time 0 is 500. Now I'm going to solve this one for P given F. I star and 1 period is going to be 500 divided by 510. If you find this number, it's going to be approximately about 0.9804. If you go to the table at the end of your book, for P given F, for 1 period, the closest you can get here, the I star, is going to be equal to 2%. That's basically your rate of return here. So it's the same result we get based on this simple definition of the interest rate. But when you have more than one single payment, then you have to use this general equation.